Hey Aquarius, it's EJ from Taurota Tarot. I hope all of you had a good week. Oh yeah, this is what's been going on with me, just dropping cards left and right. Anyway, I hope y'all had a good week, Aquarius. I hope you are looking forward to a good long weekend if you're in the States. Monday is Labor Day. So Aquarius, this is going to be your monthly, since I've done, who have I done? Pisces, Aries, screwed those up. Called the Aries reading Pisces and the Pisces reading Aries. I had Pisces on the brain at that point. At any rate, Aquarius, you have been on my mind as well. Y'all are trying to get your business squared away, and that is coming through loud and clear. Y'all are trying to, which is unusual. I'm going to say this for a lot of Aquarians. Y'all are really actually trying to get grounded. Yeah, I said it. But that's exactly what the hell y'all are trying to do. It feels like, Aquarius, when I'm kind of moving through Aquarian energy, it feels like a lot of you are tired of kind of flitting and floating around for whatever that's worth. Feels like a lot of you have looked at your friends, and despite all the woes and problems that go along with having committed relationships and long-term relationships and families and kids and all that, there is reward at the end of that. And Aquarius, we're logical, and I think y'all are beginning to understand the type of happiness that you seek. You have to put your feet on the ground at some point, just saying. So this is going to be 4 rows of 3 plus 2. And actually, I think I'm going to do what I did last night for Taurus. I forgot to pull those last 2. The month starts on Sunday. So Sunday will be September 1st. And since it starts at the head of the week, it's a 30-day month. So Monday and Tuesday are the last days of the month. So what I did, because I forgot to pull 2 cards for those 2 days, what I did was I pulled 2 of the vice versa cards. So a look back into September and a peek into October. So I think I'm going to do that. It kind of turned out kind of cool. But yeah, y'all, it feels like y'all are really trying to, I'm going to say this is the first time I've done an Aquarian reading and had this sense of satisfaction and contentment. Normally y'all are all over the place. All right, so we're going to do 4 rows of 3 plus 2, 2 for overall energy, and I'll pull oracle cards till they stop. So let's see what we got from the bottom of the deck for your overall energy. Moving on. And Destiny. So for the first week of September, we have Love Begins. For the second card is Material Harvest. Third card is Financial and Material Changes. Second week starts off with Rejoice and Celebration, Memories of Love, and Fertility. Nah, ain't no baby energy on that, sorry. For the third week, you start out with Foundation and Achievements, Power, and Stand Your Ground. This is actually feeling like a good reading. For the fourth week, Spiritual Strength, Heartache and Loss, and Firm Foundation. Okay, I'm with that. So from the bottom of this deck, overall energy, the Moving On card pulls my favorite card, the Ace of Swords, a communication card. Check yes or no if you love me. I love this card. Okay, so there you go. A reminder, I do my cards straight up. I don't do reversals. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just kind of excited to see what's going on here. Destiny pulls the Lovers cards. First week, Love Begins, pulls the 9 of Wands. Material Harvest pulls the 5 of Wands. Financial and Material Changes pulls the Princess of Swords. Rejoice in celebration pulls the Princess of Coin. Memories of love pulls the Fool. Fertility pulls the Moon card. Foundation and achievements pulls the Three of Coin. The Power pulls the King of Wands. That's interesting. Stand your ground pulls the Eight of Cups. Magician, spiritual strength pulls the Magician. Heartache and loss pulls the Emperor. Firm foundations pulls the Queen of Wands. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, Aquarius. It's a few little hoo-has in here, but there's nothing major. The major players on the table, the Lover's card, the Moon card, the Magician card, and the Emperor card, are speaking to specific situations. So let me preface this reading by saying this. There's probably something here for everybody that's an Aquarius, but all of it's not going to resonate with everybody. So there's bits and pieces here that you might be picked right up on. Other shit you're going to be like, the hell is she talking about? Eat the fish, leave the bones. The overall energy, the Ace of Swords sitting on top of the moving on card, it feels like for a lot of you, you are moving on from just what I started saying before I even flipped the cards. You're moving on from situations that have grown stagnant, that don't show any promise and didn't have any promise to begin with. We can throw that out there. It feels like a lot of you, same energy, you're moving on away from things that are not serving you. And for a lot of you, like I said at the beginning of the reading, a lot of you feels like you're trying to get grounded, even though you're an air sign, in so much as you can call somewhere home base and begin to kind of build your life around whatever that is, whoever that is. A lot of you are in that space right now. And the moving on is not about you moving on from your current relationship. Moving on is about you moving away from the bullshit. And I mean, just looking at him, I kind of see a little wisdom there. Y'all hear me. Some of y'all have grown up in the process. Some of y'all have been through some traumatic shit that had to grow you up. So it feels like you just are superficial, that don't have any other meaning but, you know, just to be hanging out with a good time. That's the front end of your overall energy. The back end, with the Lover's card, and I know everybody always thinks the Lover's card is about lovers, and a lot of times it is, but in this instance, that soulmate person, Aquarius, y'all know who I'm talking about. I don't, but y'all do. That's destiny. And I know some of y'all like, damn, thought I was walking away. And this is something that I learned a long time ago. A lot of times people, when they're not together, when they're not a couple, they're a mess. They're just a mess. You're just dating and just kind of hitting and missing, and you're not. They are a mess. But the minute they become a couple and decide to become committed, and it doesn't always mean walking down the aisle, their whole situation changes. And a lot of times it just has to do with combining your energy and not in a standoffish kind of way, but totally committing to a relationship and watching it flourish. This is your destiny, Aquarius. And I know y'all like, what the fuck? I'm not. Yeah, this is it. And this is not going to resonate with everybody. Some of you have not met this person yet. Others of you have been through hell with this person. But this is those of you that don't know, that don't think you know this person, is not in your life. They're coming. Those of you that are choosing to not do anything as far as relationships are concerned, you will see an expansion in friendships. This is your overall energy, and this is what I'm picking up as you kind of toting around, toters. But you're dealing with your destiny. And again, like I said, it feels like a lot of you are trying to get your feet on the ground and get somewhere and call it home base so you can just stop in and out. Y'all are tired. That's what I feel. Y'all are just tired. You're tired of things not ever being certain, not always being able to make good decisions because you just kind of not dealing with everything at a deeper level. I'll just say that. In the first week, with the 9 of Wands on the Love Begins, it's no exaggeration. No one here, and the energy that usually comes back, this is about your brain being on fire, you just blowing shit all out of proportion. This is actually probably the relationship where you kind of want to blow things out of proportion in a good way. Not the bullshit, but in a good way. Whomever this person is, there's a lot of karmic energy just kind of just floating about the table. So a lot of you are dealing with a karmic, a soulmate, a twin flame, whatever you're calling them. But it's okay to blow this up because you're happy. And I feel like a lot of y'all are holding back. And your brains are actually kind of on fire. The point here is that it's okay to open up. It's okay to get a little mushy, if you will, and gush about how great this person is that you are so in love with that you haven't told anybody about. I'm just going to leave that there on the table. Y'all know if it resonates with you, and I'm sure some of you it is, yeah, this is that. Those of you that, some of you are, and let me stay on this for a minute. Some of y'all are feeling kind of guilty. Some of this for some of you, this has to do with coming back together. This is not a new situation. This is a year, maybe 2 years, that in and out, up and down, over here, back in there, da-da-da, that kind of energy, just that struggle. And for a lot of you, the person that you're with, whoever this person is, it's just been a fight. From the beginning to this point, it has just been a struggle. And it hasn't always been about anybody cheating or infidelity, but there's been a lot of secrets. You're getting to that. There's been a lot of secrets about what you were doing, Aquarius, and how you were doing it, because whomever this person is, you like them a lot, and you didn't want them. It feels like when you realized how much you like them, it's almost like you got caught outside with your clothes off. You went, wait a minute, I didn't want you to see all that right now. It's that kind of feeling, and a lot of you didn't have your shit together. And so it has taken to this point for you to kind of, for whatever it's worth, finances, housing situations, child support, kids, marriage, not married, whatever. It took y'all a minute, Aquarius, to kind of get yourself and your situation and your life back on track, even though you met this person and you're scared to death you're going to lose them. I'm just pulling all of this up out of the Love Begins card. I ain't got to the rest of this. Y'all were so scared of losing them, you really just were hanging back. You weren't telling it all. You weren't letting them really know how you felt because you were so afraid they were going to walk away because your shit was raggedy. You just put it where it is. And give it a break. Everybody's shit get raggedy. Let's just put that out there. There is nobody on the planet who has not had some raggedy shit at one point or the other. So don't feel like you're the Lone Ranger out there and you're the only somebody that's had any kind of life circumstances that were jacked up. Not true. Hold your head up. If I got to say that, it came out of my mouth, something. Hold your head up and know that you've come through some incredible things, but you have an incredible story to tell. And as far as your love life is concerned, go ahead and blow that shit up. Go ahead and let people know your mind is on fire for this person. It's time, Aquarius. If you are serious about being serious, this is the shit that you do. The 5 of Wands and the material harvest, this is directly speaking about money. Some of y'all have lost your damn focus on your bank account and y'all just kind of out there and it's over here. You got your money looking like this. You don't need your money looking like that. Y'all over the place. Focus and it's almost a chaotic, kinetic feel. Like y'all are just spending money and doing shit. And it feels like some of this has to do with the fact that you're trying to, if you see those 2 temples in the background, you try to get there. But again, and some of this is tied up with relationship stuff, you're not there yet, or you weren't there yet, or you're trying to still get there. And it's just got your mind and your money all over the place. I don't feel a lack of money. I just feel a lack of focus on what you should be doing with your money. So a lot of you, it may well be time to go talk to someone about how to better manage your money. If it's time to start investing in something, a home, hell, even a decent car for a lot of you, just getting a different car, but a better car, something that will get you where you need to go without giving you a whole lot of hassle. Any kind of investment, anything, but the point here is to go and talk to someone so they can kind of get your mind focused on what you need to be doing long term with your funds. At the end of this Princess of Swords is definitely Aquarian energy on top of the financial and material changes. There are going to be some changes, Aquarius, especially those of you in relationships. And it's going to be sooner rather than later. You're talking about moving in. Some of y'all talking about buying houses, moving your partner in with you. Others of you are talking about moving completely out of where you are. And there's going to be some discussion. Do not get in your head, Aquarius, about the conversations you may need to have about money, especially if you are combining households and you see the rings on the fingers. Some of y'all might be getting ready to get married. I'm going to just throw that out there. Don't get in your head about the financial and material changes. Things will take care of themselves if you're trying to do the right thing. Now, if you're just fucking off and just doing crazy shit and you're trying to get into a committed relationship, that will certainly come back to haunt you. I'm just throwing that out there. But if you're serious about this, instead of getting defensive, and I know y'all like, why is she fussing? I'm not fussing. I'm just throwing it out there, giving you a different way to look at it. Instead of getting defensive, maybe you sit down, do something different, and talk to your partner about what you want to do with your money. Are you going to combine it? Are you going to keep it separate? Do you want to invest? Do you want to trap? What do you want to do? But don't get here, Aquarius, this is your energy in swords. I'm just telling you, don't get here with the catty and the pushy shit and the petty shit. Leave it alone and have an adult conversation about what you're doing with your money. So as you get further into the relationship, that's not the one thing that you're constantly worried about. And for some of you, it may be a thing where one of y'all is way top heavy in the bank account and others of you not so much. And so if you love this person, I know people don't want to talk about money and love and some other bullshit, but the reality is if you get ready to do something with someone, the money is going to come up at some point. And usually in most relationships, very few where both people are making the same amount of money. Most of the time, one person is making more than the other. Have the conversation. Just have it. I only make X, you make X. What we doing? And don't let it be a thing where you feel like don't bring other shit into this. That's what I will say. I'm not talking today. Don't bring other shit into this. If this is you and a new partner, let's keep it at you and a new partner and what you're doing or what you want to do and what your goals are financially. Those changes are there. So I expect that a lot of you will be moving in together. A lot of you will be trading in cars and doing a whole lot of stuff, trying to get your finances the way that you want them. Getting into the second week, the rejoice and celebration with the Princess of Coin. Again, it's kind of like the Nine of Wands on The Love Begins. And this is that grounding energy. It's about the giving, and not in the negative sense that I usually pick up off of this card, the giving away too much, but it's about just the giving in your relationship. For some of you, you may be dealing with an earth sign, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. Others of you, it may be water with the cups. But enjoy your partner. It's time to celebrate, Aquarius. Enjoy your partner. You didn't go through all these changes, have all these fights and arguments and shit to not enjoy your partner. Do something. Go somewhere together. Share. It's not about giving away too much. It's more about you not giving enough. And I'm not saying anybody's being stingy, but what I'm saying is giving your time, your resources, sharing your thoughts, going somewhere and saying, I really enjoy, just the simple things. Because again, this is sitting under this same energy, like you are almost holding back, like you don't. That's what's coming back to me. That's what I'm telling you. You need to over-exaggerate some shit for a minute and get it out before you blow up. Same thing. I'm sorry, Aquarius. So like I was saying, it's the Princess of Coins on top of the rejoicing celebration, and the Three of Coins on top of the foundation and achievement, and the Nine of Wands on top of the love begins. If you just look at the focus, he's looking away. She's looking up. And dude is all in that tree. I'm just saying. And that's giving me the sense and a real feeling that a lot of y'all just have not, y'all ain't ripped it out yet. Sometime during the month of September, Aquarius, you need to go ahead and let it out. Let this person know how you really feel. Yeah, I know you've been showing them things, but sometimes, for as much as we say about words, sometimes people need to hear it. Hearing something from someone that affirms what's going on and who they are and what y'all are, whatever. Hearing it can trigger, but you showing someone something, that's a good thing. But sometimes people just need to hear it. You did a good job. I love you. Whatever it is, sometimes people just need to hear those words come out of your mouth. Coming away from the Princess of Coins and getting to the Fool card with memories of love, a lot of you are thinking about things you've done in the past with people, relationships that you've had, and why they didn't stick. And why shit just didn't go the way you wanted it to go. But I think a lot of you are beginning to understand. It's a major card. You got to take that risk. You got to take that risk. This card ain't been shit else for the last 3 months, but taking a risk. Every time I flip it, take a risk, take a risk, take a risk. Or don't take a risk, but in most cases, take a risk. A lot of y'all are doing just that because you were kind of almost, for some of you, might feel like you're moving through mud because you're not used to being on the ground. You're not used to having that kind of structure. And I get it. I'm one of those people, I don't like a lot of structure. You know, let me be free to be me. But at the end of the day, when you're trying to have roots, that's really what we're talking about. Trying to have roots somewhere, and you're trying to move away from something to something better. Trying to go a little higher. It means doing something that you may not be immediately comfortable with. So, quite naturally, you know, you're going to go back and revert back to things that you know. When things weren't quite so complicated, maybe. When you didn't want so much, but you're in a different place. And this is what happens as you grow and evolve. You want more. And sometimes getting more is difficult. It's not easy. And we're talking about your emotions. I'm just saying, you got little candles floating around on the water. That's that passion, but for real, we're talking about your emotions. And how doing something new, different, is really, for y'all, kind of fucking with your emotions. Because this is new. You're not used to this outpouring of, oh baby, you're so wonderful and I love you. Y'all ain't used to that. Y'all like, the fuck, you do what? And I get it. But, Aquarius, trying to step up to that higher ground and get a little closer to the sun. I'm just saying, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. That you're taking a risk is a good thing. For those of you, and I'm just speaking particularly about risk now, not so much the memories of love. For those of you that are thinking about doing things with your money, consider taking a risk. And Aquarians usually are risk takers, but y'all are like everybody else. You get into the things that you like to do, and you don't change that up too much. So, again, it's about taking a risk, doing something different, and in order to get where you're trying to go, get to something better, that's exactly what you're going to have to do. It's uncomfortable. That's the only thing I can tell you. Just looking at the card and thinking about what y'all are going through, it's uncomfortable. But in order to get what you're trying to achieve, even though it may feel like you're moving through sludge because you're not used to that feeling of being grounded, you're still trying to do something better. So that's where you have to keep your focus. Looking backwards is okay, but looking backwards is not going to get you forward. If you got your car in reverse, how the hell are you going straight? I'm just saying, you're not. You're going backwards. So don't dwell in this energy, because you might you might fuck around and get stuck somewhere that you really don't want to get stuck. There's a reason why you're not in any of those past relationships. Just don't forget that little piece of it. There's a reason why. Now you can try and clown around and moonwalk back on the tightrope if you want to. You know what's going to happen if you do that. You're going to fall off and you're going to be down here in the water just mad as hell. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. keep the focus straight ahead. Yes, there are good things that come out of our past, but if everything was everything with anything that we had in our past, we still have it, and wouldn't be the past, it would be the present. So it is what it is. At the end of that second week with the fertility and the moon card, about pulling them deep secrets out and letting it help you creatively. So if you are interested in doing something outside of what you've been doing, some of you have some talents. I said this in another reading. Some of y'all have some talents that are hidden. You need to get them out. You need to get them out. Because being creative is a part of being a human being. And I don't mean just, painting on the walls and some crazy shit, but what is it that you like to do that's creative? Hell, it could be basket weaving for all of that, but what is it? What is it? Do you know? And some of you may need to take the time and get in the moon, get up under the moon, and think about what it is that you like to do creatively. Is it music? Do you like laying carpet? You like to paint? What is it? You like sculpting? If you don't know, maybe now's a good time to find out. This can take you somewhere else financially. Just know that. You start dealing with that creative thing you've got hidden, or things. I'm just telling you, this can make you. That 3 is about change. It can change what you're doing and change your trajectory of what you're doing financially right now. So think about what hidden talents you have. The big word there is hidden, but talents, that creative stuff. If you don't think you have one, maybe it's time. I'm just saying. And if it's something you love to do, think about it. Think about it. It could be a new business, sideline gig, something you make money at. Something to think about. When we get into the 3rd week, it's that same energy, making plans. You got your head all up in that tree, but you really are working towards the foundation. And if this was just a regular tarot deck, this is the 10 of Cups, Happy Family card, that foundation, making plans. But you still need to lift your head up a little bit and say, hey, I love you. Or hey, you look beautiful today, whatever it is, you need to say it. It needs to come out. And then if we just back up one card, that hidden stuff, you need to get that stuff you've been holding on to, like you are almost afraid to tell this person that you love them. If they love you, and I'm gonna guess that they're still around long enough for you to be having any kind of conversation with them. Hello, that's the Ace of Swords. That's your energy, Aquarius. Why are you hiding it? Tell it. Tell how you feel. And yes, it makes you vulnerable. And yes, it puts your shit out there on Front Street. And yes, dealing with an idiot, they can use that shit against you later. But that's not the point or purpose of any of this. And I keep saying this. I know people think I'm crazy. Your only purpose on the planet Earth is to learn and love. Period. Nothing else. Nothing else. That's it. Learn and love. And if you can do those 2 things and live any kind of decent life, we're not here for everything to be perfect. We're not here for everything to just go the way we want it to go all the time. We're here to go through the experience of learning how to share, how to deal with people, how to express your feelings. So Aquarians, y'all having problems expressing what's going on. This is some of your overall energy too. Y'all are not being real communicative even though, let me for you cross watchers going, I man like me. They really do. If you cross watching this, you're Aquarius, and you're the person that we talk. This person loves you to death, but they got issues. They got problems trying to tell you how they feel, and it has more to do with how they feel about you than anything. Because whatever you've done to this Aquarius, if you're cross watching, you got them messed up. Because you are pretty much the perfect, in their head, the perfect person they've been looking for. And that's not to say you haven't fucked up or you haven't made a mistake or mistakes. We're all human. But as far as your Aquarius is concerned, if you're cross-watching, they think you're the shit. They just don't know how to get it out. So be patient with them while they try to work through this energy. Because this is difficult for them. Again, you trying to ground. This is earth energy. This is my card. The hell. That's Aquarian energy. And you even just look at the different. Look at the colors. All this happy growth grounded, all this gray wind blowing type. And there's nothing wrong with that. We are who we are. But Aquarius is trying to be here. And this, I'm talking to the cross watchers now. They're trying to be here. It takes time. It takes time. They will get there. They will get there. Be patient with them. Love them. Because if you've been through some shit with them and you still there, you already know how that goes. So be patient. Continue to be patient. Help them communicate. If you got an Aquarius, again, and you cross-watching, help them. Play a game. Do something. But help get it out. Once I think it comes out, it's going to be a torrent of passion and shit. Yeah, I said it like that. But it is. It's going to just all come gushing out. And whoever's going to be on the receiving end of this is either going to be shocked as shit or just completely just fainted dead away. I'm just saying. So be patient if you're the cross watcher and you're dealing with an Aquarius. Aquarius, keep working on it. You're going to have to let your guard down. The only thing I don't see on the board that would just be telling me all I really needed to know would be the 4 of coins. That guarded. I don't really... And maybe not. Let me take that back. Maybe not. Because it's not that you're being guarded. It's just that you're holding on to your emotions because you're scared that if you let this shit go, it's going to blow back in your face. And I don't have any kind of sense of that happening whatsoever. Again, y'all up in your heads, mind fucking yourself. Get out of that. Get out of that. Get out of that. There's going to be changes. Financial and material changes. Get out of your head. There's no reason to be all up here with the little bubble caption, not necessary. It ain't. Get out of that. You got a partner to share some of this with. So be honest and be open. With the King of Wands on top of the Power, and with the Queen down here, this is a very passionate situation. And for some of you, you may have been dealing with a player, or you may have been the player. Put that there. But there's a power shift, and some of that comes with letting those emotions out. It's a power shift coming, Aquarius. I'm just throwing it out there to you. It's coming. This has changed. Whoever the player was, it's changed. But it's still the king. It's still the king, and the king of passion. And that is where your power lies, but that's also where the power is going to shift. So, if you had the player thing going, that's getting ready to change. Real soon. Sooner rather than later. And this has got to do with the passion coming out of this relationship. There's a lot of passion here. Wands. It's a lot of passion here, but you got it on the slow boil, Aquarius. You're not trying to let it out. At some point, you're going to have to let it out. And if you were trying to rise above your current situation, standing your ground really is about speaking what's in your heart and not letting anybody move you from that place. But you got to speak from your heart. If you don't, nobody's going to know. Yeah, again, you can do a lot of good things for somebody, but sometimes we just need to hear. We just need to hear. And this is trying to, even emotionally, this is cups. you're trying to get to a different place. But recognize that, because getting to a different place emotionally might help you express yourself. Just saying. And let me say this. You need to feel safe enough around your partner, and I don't mean in a I'm gonna kill you kind of way. I mean secure enough with your partner that what you share with them is not gonna come back to bite you in the ass at some later point. And I'm saying this so somebody needs to hear it. This person is not about that. Whoever y'all are dealing with, that's not coming. This person is really who they say they are, and probably why you are so in love with them, Aquarius, because they really are who they say they are, and they would not do that to you. That doesn't mean they don't have some little funky, messed up, quirky shit going on. But when it comes down to the meat and potatoes of your relationship, your partner has your back. And if you think they don't, or if they don't in one area, and you're not looking at the other 22 areas of how they have your back, you're missing out on something. I'm going to just throw that out there. So there's no reason for you not to feel secure within this. It may take you some time. I understand that part. But there's no reason for you to hold back on this. And my fear is somewhere down the line, I don't see it here, but somewhere down the line, it may become a problem. So it is better to deal with it now before it becomes a big messy problem, and begin to open up and let this person know how you feel, Aquarius, before it does turn into some other shit. And the possibility is always there for that to happen. With the last week, the Magician on top of the spiritual strength, it's about you using the resources that you have to make things grow. You using the resources that you have on that table. Y'all hear me? See that plant down there growing? You have this within you. This is another major card. You can manifest this the way that you want it to go. I have a sense that maybe somewhere towards the end of the month, there may be some things that make you feel a bit insecure, Aquarius. You got the resources. You got the mental, all of it, to deal with whatever it is. But you need to back that up with whatever spiritual thing that you do, whether it's meditating, journaling, talking to the tree, whatever it is that you do. You got the resources, you got the knowledge to make whatever it is you're trying to manifest, but do not forget to rely on the spiritual side of you. Because that is that will be the very thing. This will be the very thing. The strength of your spirituality will be the very thing that will get you over the finish line into a place where you never thought you would be. Financially, romantically, the whole 9 yards. You got this. You got this. You got everything that you need to make this happen. And yeah, you can manage. You can pull it right out of your ear if you need to. Be confident in that knowledge that you can do this. The Emperor on top of the heartache and loss. And I'm going to just say this whole little row, probably with the exception of the 5 of Wands and the overall energy, but these 3 here is really you looking backwards. The bottom energy of these, the Power card, the heartache and loss, the memories of love. It's really about you looking at where you are, memories of love, and you trying to scale that extra height. Player card. You're trying to take the player card out and be this passionate. Be the king, damn it, shit. That's what you are striving for. But the power shift and realizing what's happened in the relationship, why are you trying to make this big kind of change in your own self? Why are you trying to leave your player baby? But it's that look back over your shoulder. It's the same here with the heartache and loss. You are moving on. You are moving away from trying to move on. Sorry, Aquarius. At any rate, with the heartache and loss, it's another look back over your shoulder. You're trying to get your finger out the window. Where's the wind coming from? Right there, trying to get your direction. The Emperor, when this comes up, a lot of times it's about you starting off on a new journey, and not just your physical, but your spiritual as well. And where your commitments are. This is no night. This ain't no punk shit. Let me just throw that out there. This is serious business. Dude look like he's about his business. And that's just telling me, as far as you're concerned, Aquarius, this is about you trying to get to that next level. And you are now, you done kind of found out who. Now y'all trying to figure out where. It's that kind of energy. But the heartache and loss, it's always that look over your shoulder before you walk out the door. How much you've been hurt, even for some of you, within the current situation that you're in. You had to come back and deal with the heartache and loss. And that's okay. That is quite okay. As long as you're moving away from the heartache so you can start something new. Don't get stuck in this energy. Love, power tripping. You know, I was the player of the year. I'm just going to throw that out there too. Don't get stuck in this energy. Heartache and loss, don't get stuck in it. You start manifesting backwards and shit. You know, again, I told you, you got the resources. So there's no reason for you to doubt anything going south or anywhere. The shit is what it is. If you make it so, it is so. So don't get stuck in these little places. And it feels like there may be a couple, 3 times this month. Maybe an ex might call you or send you a Skype message or something on Messenger on Facebook or Instagram or Snapchat or some shit. And you know how this goes. The minute people realize you done got hooked up and honey bunnied up with somebody, they want to get all up in your shit like they've been talking to you for the past 6 weeks nonstop. And now all of a sudden they're the most important thing in the world and they won't talk to you. Really? Okay, you know what? No. So there may be some of that energy here, and that may be what triggers some of these look backs, as I'll call them. Don't fall for the woo-woo. Anybody trying to throw it your way, don't fall for it. Because they're mad they didn't get you when they had you. This is X energy. We'll just throw that out there. And probably more mad that you have somebody that is even making you act a little different. You know, people can deal with you if you're acting the same way you was acting when you were with them. But when you got an ex and you start acting different than when you were with them, they're going to have issues, problems, and concerns. I'm just throwing it out there. That's why I'm telling you, don't let these look backs turn into big things. Don't get stuck in that energy, because if you get sucked in, then you obviously are going to create a problem with what you have currently. With the Queen, firm foundation, it's about that confidence. It's about that confidence. Being confident enough to know that you can do this with this person in this relationship, even though it is so different. It feels so strange, yet wonderful. I'm just saying. Because I feel all of this. I can feel, and this is not the usual feeling. It's not the anxious, all up against the wall. Oh my God, can I flip here and fly there and be here? It's not that energy at all. It's very contented. It's very cool. It's very King of Cup-ish, if I can. But there's so much passion in it. You can't just have a King of Cups sitting up on the table with the King of White. This is just straight passion. And there's a lot there. And y'all can do a lot with this. I'm just saying. Aquarius, open up a little bit. I'm just going to throw that out there. Just open up a little bit. Get a little vulnerable. If you're going to go this far to be with this person, because for some of you, this feels like it was a damn achievement to get with this person. Just to be around them. However that's resonating. You went through all of that to get with this person. Why aren't you telling them how you feel? Fuck it, you done already put your dirty drawers out there by trying to get with them, so you might as well tell them how you feel. I'm just saying. For a very small portion of you, this energy may be reversed. It might be the other person that's Not telling how they feel, but I'm seriously feeling this is you, Aquarius. This is all you. And you're scared. I get it. I get it. Scared to be vulnerable because you've been hurt before, just like everybody else. And you don't want somebody throwing some shit up in your face later on. And you said you love me, and that's when I turned around and was like, ha ha ha. This ain't that kind of party though, Aquarius. I promise you it's not. But if you continue to walk forward, just saying, don't get like Lot's wife and keep turning around and then end up looking like pillar of salt. I'm just saying, you ain't trying to do that. So keep going straight ahead. Just keep going straight ahead. For a lot of you, if you tried to get back into some of these old relationships, you would be angry because you've changed. And a lot of you may not know how much you've changed. A lot of things you just are not willing to deal with now, even from a financial perspective. Those of you that have been dealing with people with money, and now maybe the person that you love is not rolling like that. But what you find out is that the person without the money is probably providing you with a lot more emotional support. And sometimes that's what you need in your life. It ain't about the damn money. It's about who's got your back and who's emotionally supporting you through the tough shit. Because you can have all the money in the world, but if the person you with don't give a crap about you and is not trying to support you, what the hell? Money's not doing you any good at that point. So open up a little bit, Aquarius. It's okay. It's all good. Let's take a look back through the month of September, and let's take a quick peek and look into October. September. Who's the Ten of Wands? Repressed emotions. Yeah, repressed emotions. Isolation. And I don't think you're physically isolating. I think you're mentally isolating. Cut that shit out. This is the month of September in review. Cut that shit out. Repressed emotion. Cards don't lie. Let this shit out, y'all. Let it out. Let this person know that you love them. And once you do it, you probably won't feel like you're walking around with a bunch of barrels on your back. You can't. Love is not like that, y'all. You gotta let it out. You gotta let them know. You gotta do your best, Aquarius. That's what I'm gonna tell you. Do your best. Y'all are good. Just the only thing I would say, only two things I would say. Be careful with the look back energy and express yourself. Put it out there. You gotta write it down. Do this shit. Get a piece of paper, a little teeny sticky note. Do you love me? Yes or no? I love you. Man, that goes, I'm telling you, it'll take you a long way. Y'all don't know. Your partner had that note 30 years from now. He gave this to me in some shoebox with a bunch of dust on it. I'm just telling you, this is how great love stories get made, people. It is what it is. So, I'm proud of you, Aquarius. It feels like y'all have made a lot of progress. Trying to grow up, not just physically and mentally, but emotionally as well, and that's a good thing. That is definitely a good thing. The month of October, 7 of Coins, anxiety. But the back end of this, waste and hesitation, anxiety. When you waste shit, and you get to the other end of something and you need something and you done wasted all this time or money or food or whatever it is, and you got to look back on all this shit you wasted, and now you need 30 minutes of time and you just blown an hour. I'm just saying. Creates anxiety. It does. It creates anxiety when you are hesitant, when you don't act. Let me put this a step further. This is October's energy that I'm messing around with right now. But when you hesitate, when you should be saying something, repressed emotions, and you don't say it, or you just say half of it, or you laugh it off, whatever. You done hesitated, and now you've created anxiety for yourself. Something to think about for the month of October You don't need to go and head into the holidays. The holidays are nerve-wracking enough on their own. You don't need to add to that mix at all. So just be mindful of that. Obviously, time is fluid. So, October don't have to be ugly and nasty and look all grim and gray and shit. It doesn't. And you don't have to be anxious, Aquarius. You don't. Stand up in your truth. Stand your ground. Say what the hell you need to say. Defend your man or your woman, whichever the case may be. Say what you need to say and get that shit off your chest. Because again, you're trying to rise above where you are. So that's going to require some communication. You're going to have to do it. Let's see what the oracles are talking about, what kind of advice they have for you for the month of September. The Rainbow Prince, the Lady of the Mirror, the Hungry Ghost, and the Swan Queen. Okay. These are by Colette Baron-Reid. And instead of me trying to say it, let me just show you the box. This is her stuff. And the way she does her cards, she doesn't do the reversal energy or the vice versa like I did with these. These are vice versa cards. She has an ally or a challenger energy. So either the energy is helping you or it's your challenge. So far so good. When I've done readings, I've been able to pretty much pick up on the energy the card is resonating back. The Rainbow Prince, it's about compensation and perseverance. And I'm going with both. Because you have persevered, and now here comes the compensation. And okay, so we're not trying to talk about relationships in terms of money, but the reality is you put all this hard work into this relationship, here's the reward for it. And this is the universe giving you the big pat on the booty, going, thank you, did a good job, keep working. It is what it is. Lady of the Mirror, reflection, non-judgment. I'm going with the reflection. Those of you doing the look back shit. Keep it moving. Take a look at yourself. Make sure you ain't doing no crazy shit and keep it moving. Keep moving straight ahead. It's okay to reflect. It's okay to have memories of love. It's okay to reminisce on the heartache and loss and how, you missing somebody else and, you wishing whatever. But don't get stuck in that energy. Do not. The Hungry Ghost. This is new. Obsession, scarcity, conscientiousness, and attachment. 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 And this is what you're doing. Yeah, you are attaching yourself to a person. And it's not about scarcity and it's not about obsession. It's about the connection. And if I had to call it twin flame energy, I guess I would, looking at those two. Soulmate energy. Sometimes ghosts, the card is about hungry ghosts. Sometimes about people that can't let you go. Let's put that there. That's attachment as well. So again, to me, that's kind of a warning as well. You are being attached or getting attached to this person, and it's not a bad thing. Don't hear that as codependency. That's not what I'm saying. But then you also have these old attachments. Old attachments to fucking hungry ghosts that would just be great, gladly to gobble up whatever you're throwing out right now. Just be mindful of that. But the other side of attachment, the person that you're currently with, having that bond. Just saying, that's not a bad thing. But be mindful of old attachments. The Swan Queen, transformation, intuition, and patience. And I'm going to do what I do the last couple times. I'm taking all three because I think it's important that you know that you're going through a transformation, Aquarius. And I think unlike the rest of us, this is something you want to do for yourself. Taurus is going through transformation because the planets are kicking our ass and they don't like Tauruses. I don't know. We ain't got no choice in the matter. You, however, it feels like a lot of you are doing this because this is what you want to do. You're ready to make a bigger move. You're ready to settle down. You're ready to do some bigger things. So obviously that's a transformation, but you also got to kind of rely on your intuition. And I'm coming back to the X's. Knowing when to keep walking. Knowing when to delete a text message or a Snapchat. And knowing when to just walk past some shit because you know if you get in it, it's going to create a shitstorm. Patience. Being patient with yourself, being patient with your partner, being patient with everybody that you deal with. Because they're being patient with you. Don't get that part twisted. Ain't nobody walking around just, on easy street. Everybody is trying to deal with everybody else. So, Aquarius, you got people in your corner that are being patient with you. In turn, be patient with them. Particularly, be patient with your lover because your lover's looking at you like, what the hell? Especially if this is one of them relationships that's been going on for a minute. They're trying to understand where all the change is coming from. Even though you and I know you've been doing this for a while. You've been thinking about it. You've been mulling it over. Which way should you be? How should it look? You've been doing this for a minute. But on the outside, people just looking at it and say, what the hell? All of a sudden. Okay. Be patient, Aquarius. Just be patient. Be patient with yourself and be patient with everybody else. I'm going to leave your reading there, Aquarius. I hope your month of September is magical. I hope it has many blessings for you. Y'all got this. Y'all got this. Good luck to you. I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.